Bitcoin and crypto mega pump. Bitcoin back up almost at $63,000, but most importantly, we've reclaimed the key $60,000 level, which I discussed at length over the course of last week, as well as even on the Saturday stream, showing you what happens next if you can reclaim that $60,000 level. We'll touch base on that again and show you what it means going forward. And also, if you have a look over here at the fear and greed, we've had a full reset, right? We went down to 28, then 33, and now we're at 52 on the fear and greed index. And this has created a much needed reset on the crypto markets RSI heat map, with all the RSIs resetting on the high time frame, and that should create the opportunity for higher prices in the months to come. So without further ado, smash the like button, hit the bell notification, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll get straight into the show content of the day. We spoke about this last week, or at least on Saturday when I did the weekend show, and what we noticed on the recent move up is that we saw that the spot was front running the perpetuals, and anytime that the spot price action trades above the perpetuals, well, that's usually a healthy sign and indicative that you're probably going to get a little bit of a move. And in the essence of that move, we're looking at the presence of a possible short squeeze taking place, which is what we have seen within the market. So this is what it looked like. You had the Bitfinex spot BTC CVD running first. The Bitfinex whales tend to lead the majority of these moves, both to the up and the downside. Then you had Coinbase coming in with absolute size, and then you had the aggregate whale CVD futures running aggressively forward. So those are the buy the dip people. And then you had the aggregate spot CVD, also the mid curvers running it straight after. So the entire market bidding, and consequently you saw prices running up higher and higher. And we've had a full reset as well on the funding rate heat map, showing that the open interest obviously overall has dropped over time. And we haven't seen since March pretty much that presence of frothy leverage within the market. A lot of people have been too fearful. We also had Germany, which sold off all of their Bitcoin over the course of the last week. They have absolutely no Bitcoin left. And to be honest, the German government look like a bunch of fools right now, because they sold the exact bottom, and that was absorbed by the spot ETFs over here. You can see the ETF flows with the histogram continue to remain positive. And that's why we have a market looking like this, right? On the Banter bubbles chart over here, you have the hourly, everything in the top 100 up aggressively, daily up, weekly, everything is up. And now you're seeing many coins clawing back at their monthly timeframes over here. The strong ones continue to remain strong, and we've spoken a lot about that. We spoke about Casper, we spoke about Mantra, we spoke about TRX even. MakerDAO was also one that was in the top over there, ENS, and then some of the outliers over here. Even the old dinosaur coins will have their day, right? XRP also pumping up a little bit. So we'll have a look at some of the altcoins today. We'll look at what this whole Trump narrative means. Absolute insane weekend. History in the making. We're living in these historical times, and an absolute miracle, I mean, that Trump is still around. And you have Alex Kruger outlining why this is the Trump trade and what that means going forward. So I'm not going to go into too much detail in this, but it's all around Trump's views and his political agendas, the way that he's geared his campaign. This is what it would mean, right? He's labeled himself already the crypto president. So the Trump trade would be bullish for crypto, number one. You would have a steepening yield curve, number two. Bullish for oil and gas, steel and coal, point number three. Bullish for all financials. You have bullish for small caps, onshoring over here, so you can go through all the various different reasons in your own time under Alex Kruger's tweet. Bearish for renewable energies, which is definitely predominantly a Democrat narrative, and bearish for healthcare. So what does this mean? Well, ultimately, he's coming through to Bitcoin Nashville, which is going to be sometime during the end of the month. I think it's next week that it's coming up. And many people wondered, well, is he not going to be coming anymore? Well, it says over here, I've just spoken with the president's team, and he is in good spirits and is excited to see you all in Nashville and deliver a speech that is heard around the world. I think, remember, all eyes are going to be on Donald Trump, and this may be one of the next major events that he's going to be speaking at. So all eyeballs will be on Trump, and that's going to bring newfound liquidity into the market as well. And you can see Bitcoin reclaiming the 200-day moving average and the 200 exponential moving average on the daily time frame. And we said that in bull markets, which you can tell what is the angle of that 200-day moving average, in bull markets, you don't spend much time underneath. So if it's angled towards the upside, you would expect that you should reclaim it relatively quick. If you hold below, well, that could bring in much lower prices and it becomes quite a dangerous environment. So is the worst over? I know that's a question many of you may have. We'll attempt to outline if the worst is over in today's show and what it means going forward, right? Because at the moment, we have reclaimed some key levels, but it's just a question of where the bulls can maintain above those levels. Higher time frame, not much has changed, right? This has ultimately been the picture over here. We're looking at a corrective phase throughout June, July, and potentially even into August. And then we're looking for the late Q3 or Q4 of this year to be continuation onwards and upwards for higher prices. Now, it depends if you go through a prolonged corrective period. Well, then you might be looking at continuation into 2025, maybe even late 2025. And if the left translated cycle is still intact, well, time is running out. You need to see price action running very, very, very aggressively. Now, if you move on to a takeoff log and you look at a normal regular chart, a linear chart over here, you can see the monthly time frame. Look at that candle, big demand coming back in. Imagine this monthly candle starts to close as a green candle. This will look like a massive shakeout within the market, which we did say is a possibility. We also have the DXY, which is coming down over here, adding a little bit of momentum into the crypto market. But really, this thing will get going if you can start to break below the gray box over here. We need to see acceptance gain below the gray box, and then you'll have a deeper pullback on the DXY, which ultimately would bode very, very well for the crypto market. So crypto seems to be following similar to gold. It's been lagging both the stock markets and gold, with stock markets printing new all-time highs week after week after week, right? DXY starting to come down. You have the gold chart over here breaking out of its rectangle, and it also had a little bit of a shakeout at the bottom of that rectangle. So the question is, will Bitcoin follow a similar trajectory? That is the question, right? Will Bitcoin follow a similar trajectory? It's something we need to keep an eye out on. Now, I know a lot of you out there, you do trade as well, commodities, forex pairs, stocks, as well as crypto. For the rest of you who want to join along, remember on Prime XBT, you can do exactly that, right? If you go through to CFD trading over here, you can trade all the various different markets. You got oil, you got gas, you have gold as well. If you want to trade gold, NASDAQ, there you have it, natural gas, silver, everything is over here. Use the link in the description below if you do want to claim that sign-up bonus of up to $7,000 or 25% off on trading commissions. That is an opportunity. The link is in the description below. Now, also over the course of last week, we spoke about the overhead liquidity, and we said all the liquidity on the downside has been taken. Usually it moves from liquidity to liquidity, right? Range low back to range high. We've taken a lot of the liquidity over here now at $60,000, but there is still some more that's coming up at $65,000. Now, this is going to be a very key level. The $66,000 region is an important zone to reclaim. If we do start to reject from those levels, you could be coming back down lower, and there could be newfound panic that comes into the market. So please be careful as price action moves into that region. You don't want to be opening up longs into the 66K level, right? If you were building longs underneath $60,000, which we said we're looking for the mean reversion and reclaim as per the Wyckoff accumulation schematic, which I'll bring up in a moment, and I'll refresh your memory on that. That was the time to be opening up longs. The time to open up longs is not now. You'd rather want to wait for a little bit of a pullback if you are looking to get into the market. Now, despite us having spent time underneath that 21 exponential moving average, you can see that the MV/RV/Z score has come into critical support over here, which in the bull runs, every time we come back and we reset into the support zone, it does create momentous moves, right? It leads all the major high lows within that bull market. So we are still in this corrective phase. We said we'll mark the end of that correction once we take out those highs. So still 4 months in the making with this correction. We could be going as long as 6 months. So if there is chop within here, this still becomes an accumulation zone. Now, price action wise, the significance of reclaiming that $60,000 is this. You've reclaimed the range low. Remember, compared to the gold chart that I I showed you where you had the fake out below the bottom of the range, and then you work your way back to the top side of that rectangle, which would ultimately be over here coming in at 73,000. We can change that so it's the same color. There we go, we'll make it green. There you go, you could potentially work your way back to the top side. More importantly, you're back above the 21 exponential moving average, and as long as you stay above these levels, the stochastic RSI will continue to trend towards the upside. We spoke about it last week as well, that every 6 months you get a full reset on the RSIs, and then they tend to trend back towards the upside. We're seeing exactly that take place, and now you have your price action breaking back in between the Bollinger Bands, the upper and the lower end, and that's recontracting the BBWP, which is your volatility indicator. Now, we don't want to see volatility expand from here as price action is theoretically creating a downtrend, which you'll probably better see if I move it over here onto a normal line chart, and we can quickly remove those Bollinger Bands and you'll see exactly what I mean, right? You technically have the presence of lower lows and lower highs. That's a new swing low that was created. So what that means is you don't want the volatility to expand in the presence of a downtrending move, because that could mean much, much lower prices. Remember, 50K, which was the order block coming on the left-hand side, was the first major target for a bounce. So I see in the questions over there, are you going to be shorting from 64K? I'll show you the levels. I do have it on my chart where I'd be looking to take a little bit of a risk off the table. But this whole Trump thing could change the narrative, especially since he's going to be speaking at the Nashville conference. That's going to be bringing, Bitcoin 2024. That's going to bring in a lot of interest back into the market. So we do want to be careful in case, obviously, this is just a reclaim of the range and we're bullish above 60. So I'll show you the levels that you want to look at. Point being, this is allowing the volatility to reset over here and get lower and lower once again, which means if bulls can continue to maintain sideways price action, the longer they can hold price action sideways, the better, right? That would create a bullish reset in the same way that I showed you over here with the RSIs. How, let's quickly go to where are the RSIs over here, how they fully reset. There it is. Wait, not this one over here. The RSIs have fully reset. The longer bulls hold price sideways, the more of a reset you get within the overall market. So let's go on the lower time frame. This is what we're looking at for the whole of last week. We said the Wyckoff accumulation schematic, looking at a reclaim of the support level. We said all the action would take place over here right at this level, and whether that's going to be a rejection or a reclaim, we would then have our answer. Right now, what do you have? Is it a rejection or is it a reclaim? Did you lose a level or did you gain a level? The answer is you've gained a level. Price action has moved from the lows over here. You can see very, very clearly between the pink lines over here, we had been governing this downtrend within a parallel channel going towards the downside. You're coming into the mid-level of that channel right now. But most importantly, you've reclaimed the range low, confirming this as the spring. Now, it takes a bit more time to play out the price action over here, but as per the Wyckoff accumulation schematic, the spring phase gets confirmed when you break back inside the trading range, and then you're looking for a V-shaped recovery with straight continuation higher. So you'll need to see bulls continue to maintain momentum very, very quickly over here, and any throwbacks that you get back into the range low over here at 60K, if it is tested as support, that becomes a newfound opportunity to build long positions for those of you who wanted a less risky approach, right? We said if you're risky, you're going to go for the longs over here, right? If you are more conservative, you're going to wait for price action to break back into the range and throw back into these EMAs, right? The EMAs, MAs, and the range low should be back tested as support. That's going to come anywhere between $58,000 and $60,000, and that becomes the next buying opportunity where you can look for a macro high low and continuation of this Wyckoff accumulation schematic. So let's turn off the drawings to just quickly neaten things up a little bit over here, and you can better look at the reclaim of all the different EMAs. So we have price action now above the 200 EMA on the daily time frame, the 200 MA on the daily time frame. We're also back above the 9 and the 18 exponential moving average, which is the pink and the yellow. Now, the pink and the yellow will inevitably get a bullish cross back towards the upside should price action hold above these levels. And then again, the throwback into that level becomes the opportunity to buy the dip, which just so happens to line up, of course, with that range low. So if we take the indicators off, you're looking at a move back down into the range low area over here within the next couple of days, and that becomes a buying opportunity. Also, I do want to mention that you will be getting your next bull moon. Now, I know it seems a bit strange if you're new to these markets, but every 15 days, you get a new moon that prints, right? So you're looking at somewhere around Friday, the end of this week, you're going to be getting your next bull moon. So if prices do pull back into Friday, again, that becomes the higher low opportunity where you would look to start to re-establish longs. As it currently stands, also, price action is above that pivot level, which I've marked out with the yellow line over here, situated at 57,747. That allows that RSI to continue to trend towards the upside. So if you're looking at the 24-hour time frame, you would expect that that's going to bounce prices for all of the various different altcoins. And that's why you are seeing pretty substantial moves within the altcoin sector over here. A lot of them putting in double digits on the day, right? So a lot to look at over here, a lot to pay attention to. Now, before we continue, there's also a nice opportunity, just so happens to line up with the market moving, which means a lot of new people will be coming into the market. If you are new to the market and you want to participate in an absolutely awesome competition where you can win yourself a Cybertruck, if you have a look over here, there is a Cybertruck competition right now on Bybit. Remember, the Cybertruck is not only mean as F, but it's also fast, right? There it is, drag racing against a Porsche with a Porsche on the back, and it smashed it, right? So it absolutely smashes that Porsche over there. If you do want to participate in that competition to win a Cybertruck, it just started today. You have, I don't know if this is going to reset because I doubt you have 2 hours. We're probably going to be running it for a few days, but you would be the first to be joining in this competition. It hasn't been announced until right now. Go to the link in the description below over here where it says Bybit, sign up using the exchange link, and then come through to click the Cybertruck competition. You need to get a certain amount of trading volume, right? When you trade on leverage, it's very easy to accumulate volume. For example, let's say you're trading with $1,000 on 10x leverage. You open, close the trade instantly, open, close, straight away that counts as $10,000 in trading volume, right? And the more and more you do that, the more volume you get. I think it's something like the highest volume trader. I'll get the details later today because this just launched 5 minutes before my show. I think it's the highest volume trader is going to win the Cybertruck. Not only that, but you'll be automatically entered into the Banter Bags giveaway. So if hardest, you can just put the Banter Bags giveaway up. We've already invested $1,000 into all these various different projects. Now, historically, what's happened is with the Banter Bags, when we reach a certain point in the market cycle, usually it is around peak euphoria, we meet the various different metrics. This channel needs 1 million subscribers. So smash the like button, hit the bell notification, subscribe to the channel. You can see right now we are 960,000 subscribers. When we get to 1 million, we'll give away the Banter Bags. Remember, the Banter Bags, here they are, will be worth millions of dollars, right? Usually these do anywhere between 100 and 500x returns. Very, very serious gain. So $1,000 invested into one of these projects, when it does 100x, is worth $100,000. As you can see, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24. So we're going to have around maybe 20 to 25 different Banter Bags. That should be in the range of $2 to $3 million. So use the link in the description below. It's all explained. The more links you have, by the way, the better. So if you have a look over here, you can see there's the description. Each of those gain an entry into that competition, right? We pull the user ID at the end. When we determine who wins the Banter Bags, we pull a list of all the user IDs, and then it's kind of like a raffle, right? We're going to choose a couple of people and we're going to give those bags to them. All right. In terms of the short trade, here it is. This is what we'll be looking at, right? Let's have a look at price action over here. This is still a reality because if you look at the hash ribbons indicator, and maybe I must just reset this. Let's quickly reset it so you can see exactly how I find it. So let's close that because sometimes I wonder if that thing is not resetting. So hash ribbons indicator, here it is, by Capriol Investments. Let's put this back on the screen. Let's see if it looks any different. All right, no, it doesn't. So short-term miners do continue to sell. You can see over here the miner capitulation signal is still intact. That creates a little bit of downward pressure, but we know Germany is out of the picture in terms of the overhanging supply. We still have Mt. Gox as a little bit of an overhanging supply for crypto. And then we also do, of course, have the miners, right? Usually shortly after the miner capitulation signal, you end up getting a hash ribbons buy signal. You can see over here, this is where the miners started to sell pretty aggressively. effectively, you had the divergence where price ran up one more time, miners continued to sell, and pretty much that was as close to the top as you could get, right? That happened at $72,000. Price topped at $73,700, which literally as a percentage is 2.5% away, and they've been controlling price down ever since. So I'd be looking at price action like this over here. You can see you definitely have a little bit of a resistance trend line that's going to be coming in play over here, and price action is pushing up, attempting to create a new higher high and break structure. Now, when you do break structure, it's very rare that price is going to do something like this, right? It's very rare that you're going to see, let's just grab let's use this line over here. It's very rare that price action is just going to do this. And you're going to get a candle like that to $87,000, $90,000 in one candle, right? Probably not going to happen. What would happen is price would run. And even if you do break structure, which is over here, the yellow highlighted area, you're going to end up seeing something like this. A push up, some sort of a rejection. Maybe it makes it as high up as the green line, rejects, and then you're going to get some sort of a throwback to have to create the next high low, right? Something like that. That's where you can buy for the longer term, the swing traders. You can wait for something like that. In the time being, you probably want to hedge your bets because a lot of the structure has been broken in the sense that we've created lower lows and lower highs and new swing lows even on the weekly time frame, which means the weekly trend is still down, right? So what does that mean? Well, if you take your Fibonacci tool from the top of this move here down to the wick low, the rejection areas that you would expect where price would reject is mostly going to be in that golden pocket, right? So the golden pocket is between the 0.618 fib retracement and the 0.65 level, which I've marked off over here. Now, that doesn't mean that you set a limit order over here with your entire portfolio and you start to short the market, but instead you observe price. So the way that I usually do it is I'll mark off my levels like this. I would say, cool, I think price is going to reject in that area. Now I'll zoom in on the hourly or even the 15-minute time frame, and I'll watch as price comes into the zone. And I'll start to look for signs of weakness, right? So there's the level. As price is coming in here, we start looking for weakness, right? We want to see, what is price doing? Is it stalling? Do you get little candles over here that are stalling, little wicks that are forming over there and showing signs of a reversal? If so, we take the short position. Simultaneously, what we do is we usually come into the order flow and we have a look over here, which I drop in the institutional chart section, and we look for any signs of overheated price action over there, any signs of a change in the order flow, and then we start to look to take the head short position. So that's something that we'll be watching for. So the answer to that question is, am I shorting over here? Not yet. I'm going to be looking for weakness, right? Maybe the trade will be something like this, right? Maybe we push a bit higher and then you take the head short like that. And I want to be clear, this is a head short. I'm not bearish on crypto for the long term. I believe we're still in a bull run, and I believe that this is the phase 4 correction within a broader bull run. So if you look over here and you look at price action, let's just grab our tool over here. I believe that this corrective phase, even if we only stopped over here, is phase 4 in an Elliott wave correction, and we're looking to go into phase 5, which is your next longer, aggressive blow off top phase of the run, right? It's more just a matter of trying to time that, whether you reject and you may become lower. I would still be bullish, right? I'm very, very bullish over here. Anywhere within this region over here, I'm very, very bullish, looking for longer term buys. So I just want to be clear with that, so you guys don't get freaked out and start selling everything. 4 hour time frame, we are reclaiming the 50 and the 200 EMA, breaking back into the range. I assume Ethereum looks absolutely no different. Nope, it's all breaking back above. Yes, there is going to be resistance over here. This is where you start to break structure. If you can see Ethereum breaking back above 3,000, give it 3,500 as a round number. You really want to see price get above this level, and then you're waiting for the next pullbacks as opportunities, right? Okay, so here it is. You can see spot orange increasing towards the upside. It moved first, right? You can see it ticking up over here. This is what we covered on the weekend. Spot started to move before leverage. Leverage started to chase. Open interest is picking up towards the upside. You don't want to chase the price too late. Okay. ETH USD attempting to reclaim over here, pushing into the yellow box. That's your high time frame mid-range level for ETH. Here's your liquidity building up. We spoke about that. You've started to sweep that liquidity now, breaking back into the range over there. All right, total also moving towards the upside, but you can see most of the move is being led within Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin seems to be the first driver over here. Total 3 still lagging a little bit. Watch as price moves into this trend line in case of a pullback or rejection. Alternatively, if you can get into the yellow box, it will be looking good. Percentage wise for Total 3, we're looking at about another, here it is, you're looking at about another 10%. And I actually made a tweet as well. By the way, let me just quickly go to that tweet. I made a tweet over the course of the weekend. If we go into here, let's just go into the Discord. Here it is. This is what 𝗕𝗚𝗚𝗏 said. Very, very good post, right? Early signs of minor capitulation ending. Germany has no coins left. Mean reversion indicators showing reversal. Not a bad time to stack sats. That was dropped over the course of the weekend. Now, remember, by the way, guys, if you do go into, of course, into the Discord, the Whale Room Discord, this is additional, right? This is where you're getting a whole lot of extra value. You'll get all this information over here, all the order flows. You'll get everything. You'll get a lot of traders as well. Chris looking for his trades over there. 𝗕𝗫𝗪𝗏, absolutely nailing it. I think this guy has like a 90% hit rate. You also have Josh the Navigator putting in some massive trades. Well done, bro. Look at that. Strong start over here on Injective, getting the long perfectly at the exact bottom. So a lot of value. If you guys do want to join, use the link in the description below. It is over there. And then let's go into some of the altcoins. Now, over the course of the weekend, I did a show on Friday where I showed you the top 10 altcoins. The top 10, I'm going to let's quickly pull up my list over here and I'll tell you exactly what they are. Feel free to go back to that show. I'm going to read them out, right? Top 10 coins: Solana, TON, Casper, Mantra, Ethereum. We said those are perfect coins to be buying right now. That was on Friday before this move took place. We said special mention coins go to Tron. Tron, that is, of course, your Excellency Justin Sun's coin, which we know that there's definitely some questionable motives behind those projects, which is why we put it on the special mentions section. It is in an uptrend, but special mentions. We have Ondo as well over there in the special mention sector. We have MakerDAO, we have Arweave, and we have Banana Gunner. Maybe I'll have a look at some of those now. And then we went through a list of other coins that are in downtrends, but are hitting very, very, very key levels, right? So I'm not going to go through those because there's a lot. That is Saturday show. If you do want that, go through to Saturday show on YouTube. You'll find that that show there with everything. Now, let's quickly go through. Let's maybe go through some of the top ones and just see where they're at. Okay, Solana is still long and strong, coming into, of course, here you have it, a bullish wedge. There you go, looking at a little bit of resistance coming up, similar to Bitcoin, hitting at 0.618 and 65, that golden pocket. For at least for Solana, that's going to be coming in at $165. Just watch for a little bit of profit taking in that region. The next low that forms over there, or high low, becomes a buying opportunity. Casper looking strong over here, pushing back towards the range highs. Will it break out? That's the question. If it breaks out and gets above this zone over here, flipping 18.4, that's 18 cents into support, becomes a springboard for higher prices. TON. Okay. TON over here, we said moving from a strong uptrend more into a ranging market over here, but the long opportunity was there as long as you have your stops below the candle that occurred on the 5th of July. That would be where your stop losses go. We also said that what you can look at is resistance dog as a higher beta play, right? Resistance dog, we know that usually the meme coins will run. So this one in an opportune area right now, around this 75-cent zone, that is going to be Tron's meme coin, or TON, excuse me, TON's meme coin. Next up, we have OM. Let's quickly go to OM. Right, here we have it. OM, how's OM doing? Okay, getting a little bit of a pullback over here, but recently just printed new highs. If you do get a throwback, which we showed over here, if you get a throwback into the range high breakout area, that becomes a great, great buying opportunity. If you can pick up Mantra into this 83-cent zone, very, very good zone to get long. We've spoken a lot about ETH already. Let's go on to Tron. Here's TRX, Tron. Here you have Tron, big move up off the range low, pushing up, consolidating and pushing towards the range highs over here at 14. That's going to be a breakout level. I definitely wouldn't chase this, but we said this has been a strong coin in the sense that it's maintaining that uptrend. Beautiful uptrend all the way. Any pullbacks, I would say, if you get it around here at 12 cents, that's probably a decent zone to get long. Okay. Arweave, let's go to Arweave. Arweave was another one to look at. Drop your altcoin request, guys, as well. If you do want to look at any of the particular altcoins, do drop your altcoin requests over there. Okay, 𝗕𝗚𝗄𝗏, that was the long trade that we spoke about. That is playing out perfectly, so you can pretty much eliminate your risk now. Move your stop loss into break even or into slight profit. I'm going to leave it like this just so you guys can see how we entered into this trade. You break structure if you get above $29 over here. Watch for a little bit of profit taking into that region. If price action does actually push up into that zone, it's going to look something like this, right? Probably a little bit of a pullback. You can buy the next high low, and then you're looking for continuation higher. So that is the 𝗕𝗚𝗏 trade. What else? MKR. Let's go to MKR. Another one that we spoke about is strong. Here it is. Okay, MKR maintaining that uptrend, right? Look at that perfect test into the trend line over here. Very, very close to that range low support. Bouncing off there, pushing towards the upside. You still have a little bit of a downtrend. You're starting to break structure. You need to see high lows. The next high lows become opportunities to get long. Next one, banana. Okay, banana gun. Okay, this one we put on the special mention list simply for the reason that it doesn't have that much liquidity. We said over there, floating onwards and upwards, right? We spoke about if you do get a pullback that comes into this region over here, probably one of the stronger coins to be looking at. That becomes a zone where you can get long at $36. Which one did I miss? I think I got all of them. Tron, Ondo. Okay, Ondo. Let's go to Ondo. We missed Ondo. That's the only one. Real world assets. Let's go to Ondo. Ondo is moving nicely today. Up 4%. There it is. We gave the Ondo long as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me know in the comments, did you end up getting any of these long trades that we gave? Ondo, 𝗕𝗚𝗏, we've spoken a lot about these 𝗕𝗏𝗏 as well as Solana. Let me know if you got any of the long trades over there. And then I went through the list of other coins, right? So just to give you some perspective over here, if I go to some of the other real world assets covered on the weekend, 𝗏𝗚𝗚 was one of them. So here's 𝗏𝗏𝗚. Let's have a look at 𝗏𝗏𝗚. There we go. We spoke about hitting that range low. Let's look at another real world asset coin. 𝗕𝗚𝗄𝗏 was the other one that was approaching range lows. There you go. Hit the range low, starting to get a bit of a move. If you want those coins, again, guys, I dropped them over the course of the weekend. It's still going to be relevant because we're focused on the daily time frame. Now, when the market shifts into a risk-on environment again, you're going to see a lot of new meme coins popping off once again, right? We already see the things with Trump, right? What is this one called over here? Given this Trump thing, it was called, the ear stays on. Can you believe this, guys? The ear stays on. Now, I didn't drop it in Whale Room community because I literally knew this. When I looked at it, it was already trading up here at $30 million market cap and straight rug. But you see a lot of this, the risk appetite will start to come back into the market. Now, if you do want to get these trades very, very, very quickly, you need to use a bot, right? If you go into the description below over here, there is a partner over here that we have. It is going to be Starbot. If you click on that or open up this page over here, it's a Telegram bot. So you can actually copy the contract address of any of these. So if you go here and you get the contract address, copy that, you drop it into the Telegram bot, it automatically buys for you. Use the link in the description below. Prep, you need a Solana bot, you need an ETH bot. This trades on base as well, so get your bots ready for when the market turns risk on again. There's going to be a lot of opportunity there. All right, what other coins do we have? A lot of people are saying Larry Pink is rebounding. So let's have a look at BlackRock. Okay, let's just do that again. BlackRock. All right. Okay, I mean, 4.6%, guys. I mean, that's not, it's not riveting, but let's have a look. Let's see. Okay, high time frame. I mean, as you guys know, massive pump came all the way down, swept the bottom of the order block where the move initially took place. Let's zoom in and see, are we getting a bit of a rounded bottom? Are we starting to initiate a new uptrend? Well, the last couple of days, I guess, ever since the 5th of July, you have been slowly trending up. We need to keep an eye out on this. There's going to be a lot of work to do. Obvious levels that you can pay attention on for BlackRock, is going to be over here, right? There we go. That's one area of interest. Next area of interest, I'm looking at this. Between these areas, if you can start to get above that, BlackRock could get cooking again. We need to wait for actual Larry Fink to get back into the media limelight again, talking about crypto. What else have we got? Okay, what else have we got? What else? Brett, let's have a look. We can have a look at some of the other meme coins. Are they being bid first? So here we have it, Brett. Big moves for the meme coins. Very good chance that this is going to be a higher low on Brett, and you're going to have continuation from this point, right? Dogecoin was one of the coins we looked at on the weekend as well. There it is. I showed you. I said coming into key support, watch for this. Yes, it's down trending, but coming into key support, when you start to break that, you can look at high prices. Foxy bouncing off range lows. Wojak, not too great. When also not in the perfect zone. Not in the perfect zone. MAGA, Make America Great Again. Of course, pushing off the range lows over here, getting a bit of a move. What else have we got? We said another one to look at was 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, right? 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 was in a decent zone. There we go. Range lows, looking for a move up from here towards the range highs. Walsh, the first dog on Bitcoin. Range bound, right? Range bound. This one has been tricky. Range bound. You need to get above the pink zone over there. Turbo. Big move off Turbo, but still downtrending, right? You can see each pump has been faded. Look at that big pump, faded. Big pump, faded. So be careful. Huge pump up here, got faded. Okay, Myro, Popcat. Wow, new all-time highs on Popcat. Looking super, super good. Also came into range lows, started to bounce. Slurf. Slurf is getting wrecked. Slurf is the sloth. No wonder it's a slow mover. You want to break back into the range over here, right? You want to get back above 22 cents. Dog with hat. Still downtrending, needs a lot of momentum, needs some work here. Jasmy. Okay, Jasmy's broken the parallel channel, coming towards the downside. You back tested into the range high, looking really, really good. I think good chance that this is a high low in the making. Let's just see price action in its raw form without the drawings. Okay, it's going to take a bit of time. I wouldn't chase it. It's going to take a little bit of time over here on Jasmy. What about Bohm, the book of memes? Also, downtrending, right? Got a lot of work to do. Watch it break back into the range. It is attempting to do that right now. Okay. What else? BitFunded, right? You guys are asking about BitFunded. Remember, BitFunded is where you can get funded, right? If you don't have a huge account, but you want to trade with big money, this is the easiest way to do it. Instead of risking your $100 on 125x leverage, trying to grow your account to $10,000, rather take on less risk. It's a two-step process. You come through over here. BitFunded, you'll see it. Where's BitFunded? There you go, BitFunded. Click that link. When you click that link, it's going to open up this page. Fill in your details, sign up, come back to YouTube, click that link over there that says start your challenge. Choose which challenge you want. I recommend just start with the $99 one. It's very low risk. Deposit exactly $99. You have a 3-step process that you need to pass the challenge, right? You take 3 various different trades. If you pass the challenge without getting too much drawdown, they'll fund you $10,000. Then you have $10,000 to trade with, and you keep 90% of the profits. So if you take $10,000 to $20,000, then how much money are you going to get? Well, 90% of that. You're going to get $9,000 profit, which is yours to keep, right? And then you can obviously go up to expert mode, $200,000 trading account. So I think that's it for today, guys. I'll see you all on the next one. I hope you all have a stellar day. Thank you all so much for watching, and cheers for now.